Yeah, the third thing we changed, and this is like one of the biggest ones, y'all be in the comments. Y'all asked me a lot about the Bootybandits. I'm just telling you about prison politics, and I'm saying how I was in prison. Before I got locked up, gang, dudes that was a little older than me. Like, if you didn't have you a boy or two, you wasn't nobody. You wasn't a boss. You couldn't speak on nothing. You wasn't a leader or nothing. You see what I'm saying? Whoa. Loyalty for L, man. That's loyalty for life, not for a little while, man. We standing on that. First off, man, before I get started, let me say free Sleepy, man. Free HTM Sleepy. Hunt the money. Bro doing all right. We in touch. I'm finna get on bro page. I go to bro profile. I'm finna post the video that I posted on my page, on his page. And y'all just support bro until bro shake back. If y'all got anything y'all want to help bro with, my IG is I am loyalty for L. They banned my last IG. So y'all add me on IG, man. I am loyalty for L. Every one of my subscribers, I want to say thank you. Y'all add me on IG, man. I am loyalty for L. All right, when I came to prison, gang, I actually watched my generation of inmates change the prison. You know what I'm saying? Just like when I was leaving, I watched the YNs, the new generation, change what we set down. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the older generation always beefing with the YNs, I'm going to say in prison. It was always kind of been like that. I know I could speak on it because when I got to prison, I was actually a YN. And I used to look at the old dudes like, man, I'm not going to be like them because I knew I had time. So I was looking at the dudes that had been gone 10, 15 and the way they moved and how they, and I was like, I ain't going to be like them, like how they is to the YNs. I ain't going to be like that when I get older, you know what I'm saying? And so I always made it a point to make a good example for the YNs. Like, even my time in the penitentiary, when I started growing out of being a YN, I never really tried to, hey, do this, hey, do this. I always led by example, you know what I'm saying? I never let them do nothing for me. I always did it myself, and if they was involved in it because they wanted to be involved in it. I learned, like, man, just from me being a YN, I knew, like, as long as you is who you say you is and you don't try to enforce that big bro shit on me and you really give me good game, then I'm gonna naturally look up to you and give you my loyalty. So I already knew, just be who you say you are. So I'm finna tell y'all 3 things that my generation changed in prison, you know what I'm saying? And some of these things might seem like they not a big deal, but them old dudes that came before me, they was messed up about these things, you know what I'm saying? Let's go. When I got to prison, it was gas. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, Zaza, California, Mary Jane, that's what they was doing. Everything was in the cell, everything was discreet, you didn't do nothing in the day room. My generation changed that. Getting in the clouds while in the day room. They wasn't doing that because people got so much stuff going on in the day room, knives, phone, hooch, and so they never wanted you to blow up the day room because then the laws come and you blow up everything. You know what I'm saying? But my generation came through and they was taking too long to do in and outs. We was in the day room chilling. We wanted to watch TV and do it, and we wanted to be in the day room slap boxing and getting lit instead of having to be in the cell by ourselves and shit. One day we were like, fuck it, light that bitch up. And, bro, when we lit it up, you should have seen them old niggas, bro. You felt in the air. Them old niggas were looking around like these is the old OGs, Crips, Bloods, Mexicans who laid down the law on Ferguson unit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they felt disrespected. They like, what? And they went to politicking on us young niggas. But we all stood together like, bro, it's a new time, bro. This is what we doing. We in the day room with it, man. And that's how I started. And they ain't like it at first, but we kept doing it. Next thing you know, guess what? Them old niggas in the day room getting full of that gas. That's one thing my generation changed. Okay, another thing my generation changed was checks. So when I pulled up to the unit, of course, we was doing heart checks. I told y'all about the heart check. When you pull up, you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? How your fight go, how many people you fight, depending on your race, your gang, your set, or whatever. Y'all go back and y'all check out that heart check video. But I seen so many homies, like people that represented the same thing I represent, that really couldn't just fight like that. So when they came through, when they checked, they didn't pass it, and they got their head stumped in the concrete their first day on the unit. And before they actually got checked, I would sit down and talk to the homies that before they got checked. That's what they didn't do, what they wasn't doing with me. Like I told y'all, when I first pulled up to the unit, they didn't even talk to me before I get my check. They didn't embrace me, question me, find out what type of person I was, nothing. They just gave me my check, and then after I passed my check, they embraced me, locked up with me, asked me where I was from, shit like that. But I had seen so many people not get embraced and just get checked and then get popped. It was never the love. So I start when I start getting my position and start making my name, I start like getting on some shit like, brother, we really don't need to be checking because what does it prove? You feel me? I seen boys get checked and knowing they got to pass the check, knowing that's their homeboys in front of them, they ain't gonna just hurt them too bad. They'll pass the check and then 2-3 days later they'll get checked, handled by a op. You know what I'm saying? So like what does it really do? I was on some shit like when it comes to the homies, let them check themselves. We doing time, we in the concrete jungle. It's gonna come an opportunity where he gonna have to stand on his morals and principles and stand on what he believe in. And if a nigga do feel like a nigga faulty or a nigga timid, then nigga send the ops at him, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as us punching our own homeboys and then losing homeboys through the door because some of them can't fight, everybody's not a fighter. So I got the homies together, and that's another thing. My generation came through and checked. By the time I left the Ferg, they wasn't doing no checks. I'm gonna say my homies, you know what I'm saying? The blood, they wasn't doing no checks, you know what I'm saying? So another thing we changed, you feel me? I'm finna tell y'all the third thing we changed, and this is like one of the biggest ones, because y'all be in the comments, and y'all ask me a lot about the Bootybandit thing, man. So y'all know I'm gonna speak on the Bootybandit thing in Texas, gang. First of all, man, I don't hate nobody. This ain't no hate speech. I'm just telling you about prison politics, and I'm saying how I was in prison. When I got the prison gang, like a little bit before I got there, you know what I'm saying? I really consider myself like the middle child. So like, I understand the big bro and them, and I understand little bro and them because I'm in the middle of all that right now, you know what I'm saying? Before I got locked up, gang, that's what they was doing. Like the dudes that was a little older than me, that's what was going on, Bootybandit. Like if you didn't have a boy or two, you wasn't nobody. You wasn't a boss. You couldn't speak on nothing. You wasn't a leader or nothing, you see what I'm saying? That's how I was before I came. Like it wasn't frowned upon. It was really like congratulated, like, hey bro really like having this way, bro got 4 boys. Like that's what they was on. And so my generation, bro, we was totally against that. Like, and then like when we got there, them old penitentiary niggas, they thought they was, and so we wasn't feeling it. We didn't understand how you could be a gang member and be, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't understand like that these dudes have been gone 10, 20 years, and this was part of prison for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like it was a misunderstanding, but we had to get it understood because ain't no way you finna be representing the same thing I represent, and I gotta see some shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And so we made it, my generation made that zero tolerance, like, especially for bloods, like zero tolerance, we are not trying to hear it, period. No allegations, and it start getting looked down upon. So I never really seen like the booty back, like when I came to prison, I seen like people get pointed out like, hey bro, back in the day he's still a, you know what I'm saying? But the old Bootybandits, they was real quiet. They hid it. They wasn't on that because when my generation came, that type of stuff will get you popped. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you a gang member. So all like the Bootybandit stuff I seen, all that type of prison stuff I seen, it was all willingly. So like the dudes that start coming into prison, like kind of like after my generation, they changed up the rules that we set in place. And then it was like when I was leaving, you was seeing gang members that was doing that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't looked down upon. You feel me? But it was willingly. It wasn't really like you didn't need Bootybandits in this new generation, this new time. You didn't need people to take nothing. People was already coming to prison already like that and already giving it up willingly. You know what I'm saying? For whatever, however they did it.